Welcome back, everybody, to Cover 2, and time now for the moment we've all been waiting for since that stinker of a game ended today, because you knew these guys would be good. Jason Wilde, ESPN.com and ESPNWisconsin.com. Rod Demoski, ESPN.com. Mark Daniels, WTAQ and WTAQ.com. So it's fair to say Aaron Rodgers is not the same Aaron Rodgers. There are numerous theories as to why that is the case, and I'm sure you guys have some, so discuss. That's what we're going to start with tonight, because I really have nowhere to go with this. I have no idea what the problem is. I just know that there's a problem. We have to deal with things as they are, Jason, not as we would like them to be.
Rob's chomping at the bit.
I'm not. I can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
Look, they have a bunch of problems, right? And one of them
we're discussing him.
Right, and one of them is that he's not playing the way we all expect him to. He's not playing well enough, clearly. But I thought that there were 4 crucial moments in the game with him tonight. One, the fumble that he checks to a quarterback draw and fumbles. He never fumbles, and now
he also never runs a quarterback draw.
Yeah, right.
Really?
He's put the ball on the carpet 4 times. The throw behind Richard Rodgers that he lamented afterward. Yep. Richard Rodgers, I think, still should catch it, but is clearly behind him, needs to make a better throw. How he misses Randall Cobb wide open in the end. Aaron Rodgers doesn't do that.
No.
And then finally,
this Aaron Rodgers does.
And then, the interception that he throws where he said, I never saw him. Never saw him. I mean,
this from a guy who sees
everything. Right. So there are 4 moments in the game, but here's the thing. Like, my biggest criticism of him has been that it appeared that he lost his fundamentals last year. Yeah. And I thought he made even a comment after the game today where he made a throw, I think it was to Adams, where he really and clearly reset his feet, stepped into the throw, and delivered it. That's him. And if he does that more and more, I still think he's going to be fine.
The first step toward identifying that there's a problem is admitting that there's a problem, and I think at least.
But remember, he's an all-fundamental team guy.
Well,
he's not playing like one.
I think we at least heard for the first time that there are problems. Now they've got to fix it, and that's the job of Mike McCarthy, Alex Van Pelt,
Luke Getz.
But what's the problem, Rob, in your mind? Is it the fundamentals?
Point blank. I asked Aaron. We know you're not playing well. Why are you not playing well? And we got the standard.
We didn't
get an answer. But I felt like it needed to be asked. Footwork, I think, is a big part of it. Jason mentioned the throw where he reset his feet. Is it possible that a quarterback just gets lazy with his footwork? Maybe.
I think there's a crisis of confidence in the collective effort of the offense that dates back to last year when they tried to figure life without Jordy Nelson, and Aaron moaned about guys not getting open, guys not winning one-on-ones. They're still not winning one-on-ones with 6, 7 seconds. I mean, the Cowboys just dropped back. A lot of times there were 4 receivers going against 7 defensive backs, and Aaron had all day to try and find one, never could find one. And I think that crisis in confidence has led to the breakdown of fundamentals and to an inept offense right now. That's turning it over.
They tried the 5 wides, Jason, but we haven't seen.
And there was a play where they went big 5, and I turned to Rob and said, I'm just going to watch the receivers. And I watched all 5. First of all, they run their routes all independent of each other, if you notice, which has been a criticism of the scheme. But none of them were open. And Rodgers stood back there and held on to the football. It's not always the problem, but it's one of the problems.
You made the point once, Jason, when the Cowboys had the ball, they did some sort of a stack run type thing. And you said, when's the last time the Packers have
far more creative?
They tried a little bubble screen with Randall Cobb today. Nobody blocked it, and he catches the ball 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he's got to beat 2 guys. But if you get past those 2, it's really well blocked. So it didn't work out. There was a personnel roster decision gamble this week, Rob, with Eddie Lacy. You had to know the ankle wasn't great. Then the situation with James Starks, as you reported, the meniscus, and now we know he's had surgery, according to Jay Glazer. They don't bring up a running back. I know the cornerback situation had a lot probably to do with this, but this was a pretty risky gamble, wasn't it?
I was told that they were going to promote Don Jackson until Quentin Rollins got hurt on Saturday. Right? Yeah. So that obviously threw them, for a major loop there. I still don't know how you go into a game with one halfback. I realize you have
not even a healthy halfback.
Right. I realize
who's one tackle away from going out, and he did off and on.
He probably did the best that he could. It was clear that ankle was still bothering him. He gutted it out, 17 carries, and had to come in and out of the game. I'm assuming those times that he came in and out were just because he needed a break.
Did they have to get Pennell and Goodson? Well, as it turned out, Goodson certainly.
They needed Goodson.
But did they need to get Pennell active tonight? I don't think so.
They
didn't
thought
they did
but they didn't activate Ringo, so it's not
Right.
like they needed the extra guy. It was just the guy that they wanted.
Against the Cowboys' big line.
Rob turned to me on one run where Lacey went to his left, and it was blatantly obvious that he could not then cut back to go into the
left
I mean,
And
it was
why
just,
he ran
and you can't
right
blame
from
him
it.
for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. But
Right.
what else were they going to do? And I like Ty Montgomery. I've always thought he's very versatile. He showed it today.
Yeah.
But he's not a running back. He's a wide receiver being played at running back.
We've talked about this a lot of times going back to the Holmgren years when they couldn't run the ball. They would just hit the little quick hitters, and even those they didn't seem to hit very often.
I knew you guys would have a lot to say. Well, 2 topics in, we've burned 5 minutes.
Sorry. You need a timeout.
Yeah.
Use your timeout to the end
right
of the half.
here. And the 2-minute warning. We got the 3-minute warning right here. All right, Mark, the defense dominated today. Obviously, Cowboys win that in a landslide today. What do we take away from that? I took away that Cowboys offensive line was better than advertised.
Yeah, and they finally saw a running back, too.
Right.
I mean, they haven't played a running back. Adrian Peterson, I'll give you that for a quarter, but they were really fired up and played well there. But this was the package of a very good offensive line and a number 1 back, and that was the result. 191 as a team, when they, 178 in a month. So it was very glaring.
I didn't think they would hold the Cowboys to 42.8 yards, but I didn't think they'd get their average of 155 either. And I think you ran the clip of Mike Daniels saying it was embarrassing. This is 2 weeks in a row that a player in that locker room has used the E word, as I like to call it.
Yes, you do.
Came in 171 total yards in 4 games, gave up 191
91.
today. You can't do that.
What I heard, Jason?
I heard McCarthy explain why he used his timeouts at the end of the first half, so you better think of something else. and I got to be honest with you, there's a lot of things to criticize. I don't have a problem with it. They're backed up.
Sure.
They get to 3rd and 1, but you got to stop the jet sweep that gets 26 yards.
With 10 men on the field?
Then Micah falls down, and then the next thing you know, they're in the end zone. But that was a game changer.
This sort of goes back to the Rodgers thing, but I heard a lot of admission that their offense and their quarterback aren't playing well, but I didn't hear a lot of reasons, explanations.
This thing I heard was Dak Prescott saying, I sure liked a lot of those number 4 jerseys in the stands tonight, and I thought they were for me.
Very good. All right, here we go. Ad libs. The cornerback situation is blank, Jason.
If Sam Shields can't go this week, it's dire.
Yeah, troublesome. I think they're going to be without their top 3 guys like they finished the game.
Stretched to the max.
3 days to turn this thing around. Doesn't look good for the injured guys. I never noticed blank today.
I never noticed that they needed C.J. Spiller and should have signed him a couple weeks ago.
I never really noticed Clay Matthews, and I thought that he had been really good most of the season, and I didn't notice him much today.
Yeah, and I still haven't noticed the tight end in this offense since Jared Cook went down.
Jason, you get a pass on this one because you kind of already answered it. Rob, as a receiver, Ty Montgomery makes a blank running back.
Terrible.
Okay.
I was going to say pedestrian,
Actually,
but
Yeah, very small.
I like him as a receiver, don't get me wrong. I really like him.
Had a good game receiving, 10 receptions today, 98 yards, 3 rushes, 6 yards for Ty Montgomery. I see Packers blank on Thursday night.
winning.
Not being able to fix their offense, but getting by.
Yeah,
is a long
improving, let's say that.
Many blanks.
And if they don't, against a 1-5 Bears
We're going to
team,
have a really good show next week.
there will be a show
Are there
next
3 guys in Charlotte right now doing the same thing about a 1-5 team,
Carolina
as
team?
opposed to a 3-2 team? I'm just wondering.
Darren, you
Perspective.
need some TV time, our buddy.
Perspective. All right, guys. We will see you next Sunday, even though the game's on Thursday.